You know, there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. The Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, this is Phil from Taproot, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome back to BODS Mayhem Hour. I have my guest on the phone, Phil Lipscomb from Taproot. Phil, how's it going, buddy?
Going good, man. It's going good. Just, traveling around the country.
So you guys are still on tour right now. Is this the last leg of the tour, or do you guys have more touring coming up?
Yeah, this last little bit of this one, we have a few more dates, like El Paso, Houston, and Abilene, and then we're done for a little bit. Other than 4th of July show. We got up in Chicago. We have a band camp up in Madison, but other than that, we're not actually touring until September, it looks like.
You guys tomorrow night are playing in El Paso.
Yes.
Where are you guys actually from, Phil?
We're from Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
I actually have family in Ypsilanti, so not too far.
Oh, yeah, good old Ypsilanti, yeah. You're one of the few people that can say that correctly. That's not from there.
Yeah, all my life I've heard Ypsilanti, so I've been up there several times. How did you guys get started, Phil, and more, how did you get started into this?
My brother was a guitarist. He'd been playing for a few years, and he had a bass that he had pawned at the local pawn shop when I was visiting him, and basically right before we left, he mentioned it, and that, I could buy it back with his, pink slip or whatever it's called, for not too much money. So I did that and sat on it for a little while. Just didn't really do anything with it. And then finally, next time I visited him, he started teaching me some stuff, and it's, basically been playing ever since.
And for people who don't know who Taproot is, can you tell everybody who's in the band and a little bit about Taproot?
Yeah, we formed in 1997. We've been around for 15 years now. We've done a couple of Ozfests, toured with some, great bands from Deftones, Incubus, Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Disturbed, also it's 5 records, 6 records now, and, pick some up.
And who's in the band, Phil?
Our singer is Steve Richards, our guitarist is Mike DeWolf, our current drummer is Nick Fidel, and I am the bass player, Phil Lipscomb.
Now, you talked about you guys got your start in 97. I actually seen you guys in 2000 at the Ozfest in Ohio, and I thought you guys did a really good job, and there was a lot of great bands on that tour.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was our first, one of our first big breaks. We had only done a couple little things before that as far as on the national level. We had toured with Papa Roach, and then we did a little stint with Slipknot before that. But, yeah, getting on Ozfest on the second stage, that's when Ozfest was really, still very much, a big stage for, bands who playing on and for, breaking bands, like Slipknot had gotten their big start there. System of a Down, bands like that had, kind of gotten their notice there. So, we were trying to do the same. I remember that first year with us, if I remember right, Mudvayne, Disturbed, bands like that were just starting out and just starting to get, get their big break.
Getting your start and coming from where you came from, how does it make you feel, or how does it make you guys feel that you guys are playing with bands like Godsmack and Slipknot and bands like that, big bands?
Man, it's a dream come true, honestly. It's just, it's the greatest feeling when you get to, to be able to call those bands our peers now instead of, just looking up to them. We're sharing the space with them, and it's an amazing feeling.
Let's talk about this new CD called Taproot, The Episodes. Now, this CD that's out, is it a little different than from the other previous CDs, or is this a direction that you guys want to go into?
Yeah, it's actually our first concept album that we've ever done. We wrote it about 5 years ago, and just weren't quite ready to release it. Just kind of sat on it for the next 5 years, and but we've been listening to it, all the time in those 5 years. So finally, when the time was right, we decided that let's just do this thing. And so we hooked up with the same producer that did our last 2 records, and talked to him about it. And he's like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." We talked to Victory, our label, and they agreed that if we're gonna do it, now's the time to do it. They're very supportive, and so went in the studio and kind of reworked a bunch of the songs, and we were very happy with the product.
Yeah, and I want to thank Jessica, too, and if you guys get to talk to her face-to-face, tell her I said thank you, because she's been really great with all this and helping me set this up with you guys.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, she's fantastic.
Now, let's talk about your influences, Phil. Who was some of your influences growing up?
I grew up listening to, once I really got into music, I should say, it would be the guy Metallica was one of the first bands I got into, and Justice for All. I remember hearing that for the first time and just being completely blown away.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction was also, a big deal. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Metal bands like that, Megadeth, Slayer, all that good stuff. Get into Pantera and, just go from there, into Korn and Deftones and, I don't know, all that kind of thing. Lots of metal.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. You have Metallica, and you first hear Metallica, and it blows you away. I mean, that's the thing. That was the thing with me. First band I ever listened to was Guns N' Roses. Then from Guns N' Roses, I was going back and forth to Metallica. So it's like, okay, stop fighting with yourself. They're both good bands. Just listen to it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And we actually saw Guns N' Roses at Wembley Stadium over in England with Soundgarden and Faith No More opening up.
Wow, that
back
is
in
amazing.
Back on the Use Your Illusion tour. It's friggin' amazing.
That is amazing. Wow. Congrats on that, dude.
And what's even funnier is that would have and should have been my very first concert I ever went to, except, 2 weeks beforehand, a friend of mine had 3 tickets to go see Mr. Big at a small club nearby, so I went to that. And that is now my first concert I've ever been to, was Mr. Big instead of Guns N' Roses.
That's kind of one you kind of just want to put in the back cellar and go, I wasn't there. Let's talk about, you said you were from Michigan. How are the fans there in Michigan? Are they supportive of your music, or is the music scene kind of iffy when you was coming up?
It was a little different for us in that we were in Ann Arbor, and it's very much a college town. And if you know anything about college towns, local rock music isn't necessarily, what's big. It's a lot of jam bands, a lot of cover bands, and that kind of thing is the cool thing to be, and the easy, the easy path as far as getting some sort of notice in a college town and be able to play out. So when we first started, we were playing. Honestly, we were having to travel to Detroit, travel to places where we were playing to 2 people, playing to 5 people. These really small shows. As everyone does, when they're starting out, but just kept plugging away, kept inviting our friends. Eventually, building that fan base up, and finally we were able to sell out the local club that we were playing at was called the Blind Pig in Ann Arbor, and do that on a pretty regular basis, and that was really just starting to build our momentum up. Like I said, it's by no means easy, but the hard work does pay off, and I mean it's not that there aren't fans, so that's the great thing. I know some places, no matter how hard you work, it's such an uphill struggle, People were open to it, it just wasn't the norm, and clubs especially were, a little hesitant, to just, some unknown local band, trying to make it big. It just, it's hard.
Congrats on, making it so far, what you guys have done. I really dig your music. And speaking of that, are you guys writing any new material right now? Are you guys playing any new music on tour, or other than that's not on episodes?
No, man. The episode just came out in April. It's still new enough that we're still riding on that. So that's pretty much what we're pushing right now. Any new music. I mean, hopefully, I'd like to think everyone that is a Taproot fan has picked up the new record, but that's not the case. So we play, when we play the episode to a lot of people, it's new to them, and been selling a lot of CDs at shows. People have been really, the response to the new album has been great. So. That's kind of, the point of putting out a record and touring is promoting that record and, trying to get people into, continually into your music that you're writing.
And the music off this CD, the episodes, what would you say your favorite one off that CD is to play?
There's a song called The Everlasting, which is a little bit slower song, but just has a really good feel to it. I love that song. It sounds so, it just sounds so good, so different from what, the way it was originally written. And, I don't know, the opening track, Good Morning, is fantastic. I love playing that every night. Track 7, Kiss from the Sky, is also another favorite. I don't know, man. I like almost, I do like all of it.
I have the majority of your guys' music that's out right now, and the episode CD, I have to say, is by far my favorite.
Really?
Yes, I really like it. Like you said, the song you was talking about, it's slow. It's got its own vibe to it. And you know, different songs speak to people. So, you know, that song was kind of the one that spoke to me. So I really like this CD. I really do.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, as I said, I'm very happy with it. The response has been great. And, you know, I think it was, you know, a risk for us doing a CD like this, the way we did it. And, you know, I'm happy to see our fans, you know, are getting behind it.
I would like to network with you guys some, because I actually talk to you guys on Twitter every now and again. I don't know who actually is on the Twitter
page. That's our guitarist, Mike. He's the one that does the Twitter for the most part.
Yeah, because he shared it today about me having you guys on the show, and I was like, oh, Taproot finally shared it.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
But, you know, you guys have paid your dues and everything, and I think that's awesome, because you guys are the most down-to-earth people that I've seen on the internet and stuff. That's really cool. Touring. How is touring for people who says, I want to be a musician, I want to tour? Give us the hard lowdown of touring.
It's a lot of driving, depending on the tour. But right now, we're in the middle of a 12-hour drive, and then tomorrow we have to pretty much end up back where we just, or the day after tomorrow we have to end up back to where we just were, and then the next day we're driving back the direction we just came. So, yeah, it's a lot of back and forth, and it's, you know, I don't know. I swear to God, booking agents know on maps, because they just kind of throw you around all over the place. We're in Florida, you know, 3 days ago. We're going to be at the farthest west side of El Paso, you know, like you said, tomorrow, and we're going to be in Chicago in like 2 weeks, and California right before that. It's crazy.
When you guys are on stage and you're hearing the fans singing your songs, how's that feel, man?
Oh man, I remember the first time that really. I mean, it was happening on the first record, but when Poem came out, obviously that was our big hit back in 2002. And then, you know, really seeing, you know, playing the bigger shows with, I think we were out with Disturbed at the time. Could be confusing my tour date, so this could have been later, a little bit later. I remember playing those Disturbed shows, Music as a Weapon, you know, playing some pretty big crowds. I used to, take out my in-ear monitors during the last song just so I can hear the crowd singing it. You know, I used to get chills, you know, pretty much every night hearing that response. So it's like nothing else.
It's kind of like the payoff of all the hard work that you've done.
Absolutely.
When fans come to see Taproot, and I've seen you guys live, and it's really awesome. What can fans expect? Not by me telling them, but what can fans expect when they come to a Taproot show?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We don't have a lot of theatrics. We don't have like a crazy light show. We don't have, you know, anything like that. You know, we don't, you know, we just like to put on a good, powerful, honest show, you know, and I think we do that well, and we're doing that for, you know, 12 years now, and it's just, I don't know, I think you'll just get, you know, you'll have fun, you'll definitely feel what we're doing, and get good, heavy, honest music.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are out around El Paso or Michigan or Kentucky, Ohio, anywhere you see Taproot,
all over the place, man, all over the place.
Go check these guys out. They're energetic. You'll dig their music, and if you can't get into it, then oh no. Phil, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Now, I was going to get you to do me a promo, but mine is kind of long, and I don't know if you could remember this, but we'll try it if you don't care.
I'll try. I'm awful at these. Hey, this is Phil from Taproot, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Bada bing, bada boom, my friend. Listen, thanks for being on the show, Phil. You've been an awesome interview. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing, and please stay true to the music and keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, thank you, John, man, and see you anywhere in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to come and check y'all out as soon as you get close to Kentucky, man.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, have a good one.
All right, you too.
That was Phil Lipscomb from Taproot. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Like I said, they're an awesome band. If you ever get a chance, please check them out. You know, just give them a chance to listen to them. I really like their music. Really awesome guys.
Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.